Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So recently I realized I have absolutely way too many books and decided to get rid of a few books that I didn't necessarily want to keep on my shelves in order to clear up some room. So in today's video, I'm going to show you which books I'm going to be unhauling, and also all of these books are going to be listed on my Pango Books account, so if you want to go check them out, I'll leave the link down below. So I'm going to start off with these book series that I'm getting rid of, and there's quite a few that I just didn't really get into, so I'm not keeping them around because I just don't see the point. So the first one I'm getting rid of is The Confidence of Wildflowers and the Resurrection of Wildflowers, and I know this is a very popular book series, very popular on Book Talk, but personally, I just wasn't a big fan of it. I enjoyed the books, but they're not something that really stands out to me, so I am getting rid of these books on my shelf, and Nora's deciding to get in the frame, but these, I just didn't have a connection to them, so I didn't feel a pull to keep them. So next I have some Christina Lauren books. I have Beautiful Bastard and Beautiful Stranger, and I'm deciding to get rid of these two books because I started this one, got about 40 pages in, and it wasn't like her typical writing. This kind of falls more into like the more smutty type of books. It's not like her other books you've heard of, like the Unhoneymooners. It's a lot, I don't know, the writing didn't really hit off for me, so I decided to get rid of these because I didn't even make it through the first one. So these are going into the unhaul pile. The next little series I've had these since high school, and I will remind you, I am graduating from college, so that's how long I've had these books. But they are these series of books by Mila Gray, and they're all military romances. And for some reason, I was really into military romances back in high school, which, I don't know, kind of still am, but I just haven't reached for these books since then, and I haven't thought about them, so definitely it was time to let them go. So we have, the first one is Come Back to Me, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a brother's best friend / her brother works with him in the military, so this is brother's best friend, so like forbidden romance kind of feelings. Then we have Stay With Me, and this one, he's a Marine who is blinded, and I think she's like a therapist. I can't really remember, it's been so long since I read him, but it was a good one, but just haven't thought about it. Then we have Watch Over Me, and if I'm not mistaken, he works for the Coast Guard, and she's like running from her dad, her abusive father. So that's what this one is. And then we have Fall Into Me, and I want to say he's like some kind of bodyguard. She's a pop star, so that's how they meet each other. And then we have Runaway, and I can't really remember what this one is about, but it's not military. This is the one book in the series that's not really a military romance. So all of those are going in the unhaul pile. So the next little series I have that I'm getting rid of is the Shadow and Bone, the Grishaverse books. So I have Shadow and Bone, Sage and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. And the reason I'm getting rid of these is because I read Shadow and Bone all the way through because I wanted to read it for the series. And then when I started Sage and Storm, I just couldn't get all the way through. Personally, I don't really get into young adult books, and I just couldn't get into these. I didn't feel a draw to them. It was hard for me to get into them, so it just kind of like took me forever to read. So I never finished the series, and I'm deciding to let them go to somebody who will enjoy them a lot more than I can. So like the last little series I have that I'm getting rid of is the Plated Prisoners books, and I have the first two. I have Guild and Glint, and the reason I'm getting rid of these is I just didn't really like the plot line. I know these are very popular, but I just didn't get into them. I didn't really like the characters, and it just didn't hit. And definitely somebody will love these, and I want to give them to another person who will love them. So then we just kind of have some more like random books that aren't in a series, but first we have Pucked by Helena Hunting. I know this is very popular on Book Talk. It's a hockey romance book, and it's also kind of a forbidden romance because the love interest is on the same team as her brother, her stepbrother, but Personally, I did not enjoy the writing. I felt it was kind of cringy at times, but I know some people will enjoy this book. So definitely putting this up there for a good loving home. So that's another one. Then this one, the reason I'm getting rid of it is I have another copy of it. That is Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. I have the like indie cover of it and I just like it more, and I don't need 2 copies of a book, especially because this is a cute cover, but I just prefer the other one. So I am adding this to my Pango account. So there's another one. And then we have Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. I bought a bunch of her books when I was really into her, back when she got super popular, and then I just kind of phased out. Her writing doesn't really do anything for me anymore. So this is another one that is unfortunately leaving my little personal library. And then we have My Roommate is a Vampire, and this is by Jenna Levine. I read this back in October for Halloween, and it was an okay book. I thought it was cute, but nothing special, so I don't feel really any connection or reason to keep it. So this is another one, so here you go. And then I know this one is gonna probably hurt a few people when you hear this, but it is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I hunted all over for this book and eventually finally did find it, but fortunately I didn't like this book. It wasn't for me. Didn't really like the writing. The plot wasn't really for me. So unfortunately this one is leaving the shelves, and I am adding this because I definitely know there's somebody who will really love this book. I know it's popular. It is the indie covers. This is before it got traditionally published, so I know there may be some people who really want this one. And I will say the cover is absolutely gorgeous, but I just don't feel the need to keep it. And then I have Dare You to Hate Me by B. Celeste. I know a lot of people like B. Celeste. She is one of the Bloom authors, but this is a football romance. And I want to say it's a second chance romance, I'm pretty sure. I honestly don't remember much about it. It was an easy, quick read, but nothing special about it. So I'm adding that one as well. And then this one is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. And this is kind of like a horror, like retelling book. It's an Edgar Allan Poe retelling. I really enjoyed it, but I just don't want to keep it. It's not the typical book I usually gravitate towards, and I don't think I'm going to read it again. So fortunately, I am getting rid of this book. Then I have Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagam. And I bought this book quite a few years ago and just haven't picked it up, haven't felt the need to pick it up. So I guess it's time to just get it out of the way to make room for some other books that I will enjoy. So this one is also getting added to the pile. And I know I keep saying that a lot. I feel like I say the same things over and over again, but oh well. So then we have The First to Die at the End. And this is the prequel to The Both Die at the End. I did not like the writing of The Both Die at the End, and I had bought this along with that one, but I just don't think I'm going to pick it up. So I'm giving this to my Pango account. Hopefully somebody can find some joy in this book. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, but I know there's somebody who will love this book. Then the last book I have is another one that I feel like was popular like a couple years ago, and that's Illuminae. This is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. It's a science fiction novel, I'm pretty sure. This sucker is thick. Let's see. I think it's like, it is over 600 pages. I just don't foresee myself getting into it. It's not the typical book I would read. So unfortunately, this one is also going to be leaving my shelves, but I wish I had gotten to some of these books, but there was just never a time for them. So those are all the books that I am unhauling. So those are all the books that I'm going to be adding to my Pango account. And of course, I will leave the link down below to my account. And also don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'm definitely going to be posting more. Definitely have some plans, so stay tuned for that. Until next time, see ya.